Alice has one of the best arcs in the entire series. And this ties into the theme of this movie. So we first meet Alice. She's meek. She's shy. She's like, she's just socially awkward. She doesn't really know how to talk to people. And she also is kind of like, people kind of walk all over her. And she starts like, she has these little fantasies about what she would like to say to people. So like when we first see Dan, there's the infamous, "You are one major league hunk."
You know, you are one major league hunk.
But then it cuts back to reality and she didn't actually say that to Dan. Yeah. And then at one point her dad, like their mom, I think is dead. And the dad like treats Alice like it almost like his wife, where he expects her to like cook for them and shit. And he really mistreats his kids. And he's misplacing his grief, you know, and frustration. And Alice gets the brunt of that. And she fantasizes about telling him off. And so it's like, you see these moments, we keep showing us these flashes of who Alice wishes she was. She wishes she was someone more confident. She wishes she was a stronger, more independent person. And then what happens is, it's so beautiful the way they do this. We get this mirror. And some people say it's too obvious and it's a lame piece of symbolism, but do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so. Yeah. She's looking at it. And
So Alice has, we established early in the mirror, Alice has a mirror in her room, but the mirror is completely covered with photos of her friends. And even Rick says, he goes, "What's the point of the mirror? You can't see yourself in it." And Alice says, "I don't want to."
Sort of defeats the purpose, don't it?
What?
The mirror. You can't see yourself in it.
I don't want to.
Because that's how little Alice thinks of herself. Is to her, the only thing what makes her special is the people in her life. She's not really interested in figuring out who she is. She just kind of is. She's okay just tagging along with everybody. And I think at one point she's even like watching home video footage of her friends doing things. And again, she's kind of living vicariously through her friends. She doesn't really have her own identity. And they perfectly set this up right after Kristen dies. It cuts back to the real world, and this breaks the logic. It doesn't really make any sense why it would be there, but do you remember what she finds? She finds a postcard that says, "Greetings from hell," and it's Freddie and Kristen, but she finds it on her actual mirror in the real world. Doesn't really make any sense why it would be there, but what's amazing about that is that's the moment where Alice starts to become somebody different. And she pulls the postcard off, and we get the first shot of the actual mirror, and it shows Alice's face.
Doesn't she break that mirror at the end, though?
I don't remember that specifically. No, I honestly don't. I don't remember that moment specifically, but the mirror represents her true reflection of herself. And the way they do it is, as her friends are being killed off, she keeps removing the photos from the mirror, and more of herself, her true personality, gets brought to life. Her reflection is shown in the mirror. The movie is all about identity. It's about deciding who you want to be, but it's also a beautiful message, because what makes Alice originally, what starts off is, how does Alice portray herself? She starts mimicking other people. So she starts acting like Kristen. She starts smoking. She says lines that her other friends said, like after they die.
We have matching luggage again. The bag's under your eyes.
We have matching luggage. What do you mean? You didn't sleep last night?
And originally, the way her personality is, I'm going to imitate other people, which is often when we're trying to figure out who we want to be, what we do. But by the end of the movie, she doesn't do that. What she ends up doing is taking parts of the things that you like about your friends, you take those in, you don't directly mimic them, but you take those into yourself, and you make that, what makes your friends special, the things they like, you like those things too. And those become a part of you. Yeah. And I think that's a great message. I really like that idea and that concept. And they physically do it in the movie.
Fucking A.
They also talk about two, like how they subverted the final girl and, the girl saves Jesse. They do the same thing here. Alice saves Dan. So the hunky jock guy, he's actually he's the damsel in distress at the end of the movie, and Alice saves his fucking ass. Alice fucking rules. I really like Alice.
You're selling me.
Yeah, Lisa Wilcox, I think it's just, she nails it. She's great in 4. She's great in 5. To me, Lisa, I think I said earlier, I was like, it's gonna come back. Alice isn't dead. Honestly, fuck Nancy. I would have rather Alice came back in fucking New Nightmare. I think Alice has a way better arc. I think she's a way more interesting character. If you're gonna do a legacy sequel, bring her back. Don't bring Nancy. I get Nancy was in the first one. Nancy already had her swan song with 3. Alice is still alive. She's got a great character arc. Bring back Alice. Lisa Wilcox, all the credit to her. She really nails that performance. She does a great job portraying the different versions of that character, and it's a great character. Yeah, that's me.
I mean, she
gushing
gets
about that.
2 full movies to show character growth. Nobody else gets that.
No,
really.
No, because again, they didn't really give it to Nancy in 3. She comes back, but she's not really there.